Excellent. We're sitting down with a woman whose story is proof that you can beat the odds, break generational cycles, and thrive beyond your circumstances. From navigating teenage pregnancy to building a life rooted in grace, growth, and grit, Kaylo is the definition of resilience. She's learning how to set boundaries, express herself with emotional intelligence, and create healthy adult relationships with those closest to her. And through it all, she's reminding us that healing isn't linear. It's layered and it's real. She's here to speak truth, shift perspectives, and drop wisdom that can only come from experience. Y'all, this is one of those episodes that's going to sit in your spirit for a while. Please help me welcome the beautiful and bold Kaylo. Kayla, I'm so excited. You look good.
Thank you, girl.
She look good, y'all. She look good. So we are going to start it off with the icebreaker just to warm it up and see what's going on. Get in her business just a little bit. But no, usually everyone picks a good card. I usually pick the same card, so I'm going to mix it up just a little bit.
Okay.
Give a little razzle dazzle. And because you're a guest, you can go first.
Okay.
And
So we don't show our card.
yep, you're going to read it and you're going to answer your own card.
Okay.
Okay, I got my card. Make sure it's one. Yep, it's one. Okay, so what you got?
So my card says, listen, my card reads, what's something that always makes you feel a little brighter?
Oh, that's a good one.
That makes me feel a little brighter. Well, I do a little thing with my daughter every morning, like back and forth. Either she or I, we text one another, good morning. You have a great day. So that makes me feel brighter.
Yes, everyone loves a good morning.
I know.
Message. Everybody loves I
From
love
my
you.
baby, so I know she mean it.
Yes, that's so beautiful. I love the intentionality in that because I think I'm not a parent myself, but I am a guardian of my niece. And I would say that it's been a struggle with those small moments of just acknowledging, because I feel like you get used to each other so much because you're in routine, and just being intentional with those I love yous and have a good day and good morning and just really keeping that space sacred. So I love that. That's beautiful. Mine says, what do you think your 8-year-old self would think about the person you are today?
Wow, that's deep.
And it's funny because in my group chat, I'm in a Christian community group chat with people that are younger than me. Well, not younger, we're the same age. But I was saying how people that came to the fashion show that we did, y'all, if y'all ain't know, it's coming. We killed it.
Yes, indeed.
But they were saying it was an honor for them to see me in my element. And I had put in there, I was saying, God, I'm just blessed that God trusted me with this gift. But I was saying, reflecting on my childhood, I see where he planted the seeds where I didn't even know, as a kid. So just seeing how it has grown now as I'm older, I would just say, if I just, what my 8-year-old self would think, ain't no way you are where you are today. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. So just to see, it transform over the time. So I've been 20 years ago. Yeah. Time to flying. So thank you so much for participating in the icebreaker. So now we're going to get your business some more.
Okay, girl.
So Kayla, please tell audiences who you are, what it is that you do, and what it is that you want people to know.
Well, my name is Kaylo, a.k.a. Fox38, a.k.a. K. Corleone, a.k.a. Shireen Grape Red, okay?
Okay.
All right. And so I am a comedic entertainer. I like to say entertainer.
Yes.
Because I'm beyond stand-up.
Yes. And you are an entertainer.
I am very much so. So, I act. I'm a comedic actress. And I am a mistress of ceremony. And I also do stand-up comedy.
Okay.
So, I just entertain. And I'm also a musician. So I do music as well. So I'm a triple threat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 because she look good too.
Oh, and look good.
You know, the dress.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Yes.
Those are things that make me brighter.
Yes, with the cherry and whipped cream on top. I love that.
And so I want the peoples of the world to know that I am out here spreading the word of gospel through comedy.
Yes.
So even though I kid around and everything like that, at the end of the day, I am rooted in scripture.
Okay, the soil.
Yeah.
Eat our daily bread. Yes. We stay nurtured. Okay?
Yeah. So that's what I want the people to know.
I love that. And I love that you say you stay rooted in God. And I hear a lot of entertainers or people that are in the industry where it could be like a fast life or things may not be as Christian aligned. So how do you balance your relationship with Christ and still maintaining that you're like staying aligned with his will and things?
Well, what I typically do is, because I personally feel like sometimes church is a production, is kind of, it's not a relaxed environment, even though, whatever. But I feel like I can praise God wherever I'm at. Whatever music I'm listening to, I don't care if they cussing and carrying on. I can find the blessing in the message. So even though they saying this and that, and though I know what I'm saying when I say the lyrics, and I'm saying it to honor the kingdom.
Right.
You understand? So that's how I feel like I align everything. I don't beat myself up for not maybe being at church every Sunday or at every Wednesday night, whatever the case. But what I do put myself, put a little affirmation is that I know what I'm doing and saying is going to bring a smile to somebody's face who may have been down. And I feel like that's my gift.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I align myself. I don't beat myself up about it, but we're going to have a praise break.
Yes. I love that. Because God puts us on earth, everyone to use a gift to spread love and joy. And I think that you are honoring that gift by doing that, what you do, not only as a entertainer, but also I'm sure as a mother, and just existing in the world. And that carries a lot of weight.
It does.
So how would you say you balance with, always being the joy for others and filling up others' cup? What feels and how do you fill your own cup?
And I'm glad you said that. I'm working on my cup being filled, and I'm working on seeking therapy. I've been saying it for a couple of years, but I feel like I'm OCD with trying to find a physician, and I got to do my research, and then that becomes a research project, and then 2 years later you still ain't found a medical physician.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that, and my daughter, who is she recently began to seek therapy and things of that nature, and I'm living vicariously through her.
Yes.
And she giving me some pointers, but I'm working on. I go into my prayer closet. I say that jokingly, but what I mean is I go away. I separate myself, and I drown out the noise, and I just shut the door of everything, and I just begin to seek God and what's my next move, ask for a download. My daddy like to call it a download.
Right.
I wait for my next download.
That's beautiful. And I know that you kind of get pulled in so many different directions with traveling and being on projects, and just if as I'm pretty sure it's draining sometimes to always have to it's something that you're passionate about, but I'm sure it comes with being drained at times. So are you intentional with creating breaks of like, I'm off on this weekend, or I'm not available during this time or this time? Like, how do you maintain a consistent routine of really just saying, no, I'm not available for this project, or no, I can't come on to this?
Yeah, I listen to my body. I'm part of the older women's community. I may not look it, but I'm part of the older women's community, and I listen to my body. My body is gonna tell me have a seat. My feet get swollen. I'm part of that. That's where I'm at, Lauren. That's where I'm at. But yeah, and then I literally use my calendar in life. And so it's times where I say I'm booked, or this is family time. I use my calendar to intentionally create breaks.
That's good. That's good. Do you feel like it's easy to maintain?
It is, because everything when we said we was having, I put that on my calendar.
Right.
I put that on. If somebody call me, and then I'm putting it on my calendar.
Yes, I'm a calendar
every
person
day,
too.
I'm looking at my calendar. calendar, and so I already know what's going on.
Yes. And it's funny you said that because I create I have a meeting link, and so my friends will, even if it's a casual conversation, I'll send them my meeting link. Oh, you can book through here. They probably like, we is cool. Listen, it just, once you book there, I know, like you said, it goes to my calendar, so I know I need to call my friend Sissy today, and we gonna talk. And my friend earlier today, she was like, book me in. We need to talk or catch up on live. And it just helps me keep me organized. And the reason I really do that is because just being, I'm sure as an entrepreneur, you know, like I get a lot of DMs, I get a lot of text messages, emails, and I may not respond for another 2 or 3 days sometimes, especially if I'm overstimulated. And so if I send you the link, it's really, now I'm putting the ball in your court to book it, because I may remember to, and then we can text it back and forth. When you available? How about you just look at I know my calendar is a lot more hectic than yours, so you just go off of what my availability is. And now I'm like, okay, I need to call my friend today. We got 30 minutes session. And I think that he's probably thinking like, girl, let's just send me a business meeting link, because it's for everybody.
Right.
But I'm sure it is a lot. And so, you know, how did you get to this? I always think that people that are like naturally funny and personable and around people, that they were class clowns. Were you a class clown?
So I wouldn't say technically a class clown, but I was like the class favorite. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
The class favorite.
Okay.
Yes. One time I was in middle school, and my teacher just let me get up in front of, shout out to Miss Johnson. She just let me get up there and just talk, and I was making them laugh and everything. I wish if I was that 8-year-old self or whatever, I would have gotten more into comedy as a youth. Yes. So when I became older, I would have been like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful. I'm glad that she did honor that as a strength for you to be able to create that space, instead of you know, be a disciplinarian and take that away from you, and then you could have shamed yourself of like, dang, why do I talk so much? Or, you know, is it something about me that should be contained? So I love that she gave you the opportunity to be able to explore your personality and realize that everyone has their different ways of being themselves.
Right.
That's good. That's good. And so you're not only an entertainer and you hold many different hats, but you're also a mom. And so how old is your daughter?
My daughter is 25.
Okay.
She's 26 next month.
And what has motherhood been like?
It's been, lately it's been, you know, up and up, but in those teen years, it was a little rocky for us. It was a little rocky. But our relationship has gotten back on track.
Yes. And so you were a teen mom, correct?
I was a teen mom myself, yeah.
And how was that journey? And how do you think, what did you learn about that experience that has translated into like the work ethic and who you are today?
Well, what I learned from that is, first of all, I wasn't ready to be a mom. Like, that just wasn't supposed to happen. I personally feel like it shouldn't be so, right? But your body is saying that you can.
Yeah.
But but what I learned is that it was just me. I had no one to lean on, so I had to lean upon myself. So if I didn't get it done, it wouldn't get done.
Yeah.
So I learned to keep going. I have to.
Right.
I have this little baby girl, and we have to keep it
to survive. Yeah.
To survive. So yeah. So I also learned, don't bring another person into this world if you can't take care of yourself.
Yes.
I learned that at an early age.
Yes.
So
I'm glad that you did learn that, because that also just goes to show, you know, how selfless you are in those environments. You know, although you may not have had, you know, sometimes we don't have to say so when we get pregnant, it happens. But I feel like how you deal with those situations really just goes to show your character and how you move through life. So y'all, we're gonna get to commercial break and get more into Kaylo's business. If y'all really enjoyed that, stay tuned. We'll be back. All right, y'all, welcome back as we get more into Kaylo, who she is, how she came about, and of course her beautiful journey. I hope you guys have been enjoying it thus far. I know I have been enjoying our conversation. Yeah. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. And so I do want to go a little bit deeper into I know that you had mentioned that being a teen mom, you didn't have much support. And so what does true support look like? And do you feel like you have more of a stronger support system now?
Support system now, I still feel like no. I still feel like no. But what true support looks like to me is, my grandmother was there for me, but someone to pick the baby up from school. Maybe I'm at work or whatever at the time I was doing hair and, had clients. So pick her up from school, help her with her homework because I was exhausted. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it looks like. Take her to the dance lessons or whatever. Help me pay for the costumes. Right. That's what support looks like. Take her and go. Because I used to travel a lot with my daughter, and so she's very rounded in travel, so no one can come into her life and woo her with that aspect of it. She's been there, done that, got her passport. Hello.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I think support looks like. Showing up, being there. I had my daughter, I'm from Baton Rouge, and she would go and be one of the junior Saints with the New Orleans Saints. Showing up. Like I got her there. Like
anchor on and root for her while she's there. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
That's what support looks like.
Absolutely. And so, I'm sure that being a mother, and we're naturally nurturers and we want to protect our baby cubs. And so how do you protect your peace and energy from people who don't really want to see you win, either you or your child?
Well, what I do is I be mindful of what I call false yeses. People saying yes, but they really truly want you to fail. Right. So be mindful of those false yeses.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is, for example, you ask someone, hey, Lauren, can I use your car? I need to go take my baby to the daycare or whatever. Lauren is going to say yes, but Lauren knows that she has a bad tire on the left driver's side, and she ain't told me nothing the whole time. She hoping that the tire busts out on me on my journey so that I can be set back. You understand what I'm saying?
Or even hold you accountable.
Yes.
Like, now you owe me money for that tire. When I knew the tire was bad to begin with.
Right. That's what I call false yeses.
Yeah.
So I try to I make sure, but see, you got to be in your prayer closet to be able to discern a false yes.
Yes.
It's deep. It's deeper than rap.
Right. Absolutely. And so, I'm sure you've had real-time experience. Can you share with someone in regard to, like, what was that full experience and how did you create space for discernment outside of like prayer, but just like in the moment?
In the moment, sometimes you don't know that it's happening. You literally don't know that it's happening because you're part of the play.
Right.
You're in
be mindful after.
So when you break it down and you sit and realize that person didn't mean me no good. For example, somebody said yes to allow me and a comedy sister of mine to produce a show at their place. And the whole time, they didn't want it to succeed.
Wow.
They didn't promote it. They didn't, allow us to do certain things. And then when we got there, the things that they said we could do, we end up couldn't, the whole time. So they said yes on a false pretense.
Right. If y'all don't get it now, if y'all don't get the false yes metaphor, that was a perfect example. Yes. I definitely, and I've experienced that before, and I really like that metaphor, because it is a false yes, and they use the momentum of the yes that you get now. Like, oh yeah, we're excited, we got the support, because logically speaking, it doesn't make sense. If you don't want to see me win, why would you say yes to begin with?
That's what
that should be, as a trauma therapist myself, that should be in the DSM-5 of a diagnosis. Because that's not making sense to me. Why would you put all of that energy in you're wasting your own time and energy to create space to accommodate and answer questions for, and the whole time you're like, this not even gonna happen.
Right.
That's the definition of insanity.
It is. And so as an entertainer, that's what we, and as a woman entertainer, female entertainer, you know what I'm saying? Those yeses come with a little what you got for me, you know, types of things as well. So you have to be mindful of all of that.
Yes. And I really like how you said being a female entertainer and how like that difference may be more challenging and not as easy to navigate in the industry. So what has that journey been like?
So that journey has been interesting. I was in the entertainment industry in my 20s, like kind of getting into it, but I seen that it was more so come sit on my lap type of thing, and you know that, and I wasn't into any of that. So then later in life, I'm back into the swing of things, and I know now. Ain't no sitting on nobody's lap. Come talk to me at the business table.
Right.
Otherwise, we ain't got no business.
Right.
Okay, you see? And so you have to just be mindful, stand on business. And if the answer is no, the answer is just no.
Exactly. And I think that I would say, have you experienced anything when it comes to men in the sense of, I know for me, I'm an Aries. What are you?
A Scorpio.
Okay, I don't know about Scorpios. But I would say for me, I'm such a peaceful, welcoming spirit, and I like to laugh. And so sometimes men interpreted that as me liking him.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure like you being funny and just having a good personality and personal, they're like, oh yeah, you like me, Kayla. Like, have you ever experienced that?
Yeah, most of the time I do be liking them though. I do be liking them. But no, it does come across sometimes as though you're questioning, but it's like, no, I'm just being charismatic.
Yeah.
You know, just people probably just saying, hey.
Yeah.
How are you? Let's have a good time.
Yeah. Right? I just extended the hey, but it makes me hey. Yes.
Yeah, so it's just like you got to know, you know, when to hold them and when to fold them.
That's a good advice. And I'm sure that you have to stay in your prayer closet to be able to discern who you should do business with and who you shouldn't do business with. And you know, I'm sure that you have experience because you started when you were 20. I don't know how old you are now, but I'm sure it's been some time that you've had experience in the industry. And so what is next for Kayla? What are you looking forward to? What are you working towards currently?
So what's next for me? I have a world movie premiere this Sunday, August the 3rd.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. It's a movie that I'm playing in called Dangerous Games. So you're going to be able to see that on a platform near you. And I also have my EP, my music project coming out under the marquee K. Corleone. Coming to you live. That's the name of the project.
That's lovely.
And then I also produce a burlesque show and an art exhibit called The Art of Allure. So we're going to have a winter production. And so that's what we have. And so what I'm working towards now is I'm seeking commercial international success. So I'm working on my visa. I'm working on getting you know, the articles and things that you need because I'm gonna go for the visa where they let you come into the countries and you can work and entertain. So yes, that's what I'm working for. So I'm looking for, you know, gigs that's gonna put me into that
global.
Yes, we
trying to go global.
Yes, girl, we looking for global success.
Yes, and have you had any experience working internationally yet?
I have with Afrovibes TV.
Love that.
Look.
That the Afro. Yes.
I recently worked with Afrovibes TV, which is a global brand.
It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the Velour Fashion Show where we walked for domestic violence. Oh, you better believe I walked. Oh, baby, Lauren walked. I wish they pop in the video footage of you walking. Right now, how she was walking, yeah, baby.
Yes. Thank you. I truly appreciate that. And I really love that you want to work international because I think that it truly just helps cultivate you and as a person and as an entertainer. And they do things differently in different spaces. So it just adds all the little razzle dazzle. Like, oh yeah, I've had this experience, and you learn from that. You also gives you opportunity to be able to learn more about your audiences, and it gives you more tools and resources under your belt to curate your experiences, because you've worked with so many different populations.
Yes, and I also feel like it brings the culture into who you are, so I can be funny to a multitude of people instead of those people that's in that box. And you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Do you have a place that you're looking at, targeting right now?
I'm targeting 2 places right now. I want to go UK. I want to go to London, and I want to go to the Nigeria. I feel like my husband is a Nigerian.
Listen,
my husband is Nigerian. Girl, he waiting on me to come. And be his queen.
He gonna wait for you right outside the plane. He gonna be like, baby, I knew you was coming. I was in my prayer closet too.
Yeah, so I need to get over there to Africa. I need to get to the motherland.
Yes.
To be honest, I don't care which one of pick. Just close your eyes and pick one. I need to get over there. My peoples is over there looking for me.
They is.
Yes, and I gotta get there.
I love that. I think that you know, I would always say you never know where someone may be in a year or two, but you definitely have everything that you need inside of you to be able to flourish, no matter if you're in the States or outside of the States. My favorite quote is, you know, they say laughter is good for the food for the soul. And so if you have the ability to make people laugh naturally, you don't even be trying. I feel like that's just such a beautiful gift.
Yes, it is.
It is, and I'm so glad that we were able to give a few laughs on this segment. I hope you guys really check out her page just so you can just fully see her personality and what she has to offer. And it just, you know, make sure you follow so now you can constantly be blessed on your timelines.
Yeah.
Because laughter is just, we all need it. Even I have a saved folder on Instagram where I just put funny videos where I'm down. I just go watching and be cracking up. Like, you need to laugh. You need to laugh.
Yes.
Well, Kaylo, it's been a pleasure getting to know you. I thank you so much for being vulnerable and just sharing a little bit inside of who you are, what you have experienced, and where you're trying to go now. And may God continue to bless you and be the lamp to your feet as you continue to navigate through the path that He has created for you.
Girl, you just said a message right there, girl. That's Evangelist Lauren, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. You know, God I always invite Him into this space. And so as we close out, I always like to leave my guests with a word of advice on how they can stay lit. And if you, I'm sure you know that lit stands for living in our truth. So how can we continue to conquer the world, but stay true to ourselves and not lose sight of what God has created us to be?
You asking me, girl? Oh, that's so deep and heavy. You know, I think if the way to stay true to ourselves is don't worry about the naysayers. If you continue to worry about the naysayers, you won't be able to take that leap of faith because you're so worried about what that naysayers are going to say. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You got to take that leap.
Yes.
You got to take the leap, baby, and then continue to walk and ask for guidance to lead you.
And when you do get it, be obedient.
Yes.
Can't ask and then be, oh no, baby, I don't want to do that. Well, whatever path you go on to that's on you because you didn't want to obey. So I really love that because people can get discouraged and allow them to dim the light that you were, you know, created on this earth to be. So don't believe the naysayers.
Don't.
Believe the person who created you in the blueprint that you are supposed to exist from.
Yes.
Everybody else, they don't know what they're talking about.
At all. And they scared anyway.
They are. That's why they saying it. Yes. That's why they give you, what you said, false yeses.
Right.
Because they see you as competition, but they want to keep you close. So the yeses are close, but the falseness is, I'm still trying to mitigate this whole situation. But little do they know, our God is powerful.
That's right.
Kaylo didn't just share a story. She shared a soul. From overcoming the weight of stigma to walking in purpose and power, she reminded us that survival is not the goal. Thriving is. Her honesty about setting boundaries, searching for real mental health support, and growing through the hard parts of family identity, whoa, that was the kind of truth we all needed. And the gem she dropped, be careful of false yeses. Don't y'all forget. That's one gonna stick with me. Kaylo, thank you for showing up as yourself and helping us all see that it's okay to grow, to heal, and to move forward with purpose. To our Stay Lit family, don't just survive this life. Live it with honesty, with grace, and always with fire. We'll see you next time. Thank y'all for tuning in.